Hello everyone, this is Michelle, and I am doing a direct upload to YouTube. I've never done it before, so hopefully this works out just fine. But right now I wanted to take the time to kind of talk about something that I don't know if it's really happened as a topic here on Pagan YouTube, but um, it sort of revolves around, um, payment for services and things like that. But I'm talking specifically about classes, gaining wisdom, gaining knowledge from other people. Should you have to pay for it, or should it all be free? I believe that not all wisdom you get for free. I think that there's always a price that needs to be paid, whether it's a monetary price, where you actually pay to go to a class or a workshop or a festival. Sometimes you pay it in the form of service, helping that person out in some way. Sometimes you would um, pay in the form of bringing candles or food or um, assisting them with something. It's one of those things where you would pay in some way for that service. But a lot of people seem to think that you can just and should and are entitled to free information all the time. I think that that is kind of lazy. I think that there's tons of free information out there, tons of it. This is free information. YouTube has lots of free information. You can go to websites and get that free information. Go to the library, read a book for free. But some wisdom and knowledge needs to be earned. And like I said, it could be earned as simply as by paying for it. I mention this because I went to, well, I know a lot of people who teach, who are elders in my community and the larger pagan community as well. With the people in my local community, everyone expects them to do for them without question, and not really return service or money or anything in return. And I think that that's selfish. I don't think that it's really a good thing to ask so much of your elders and expect them to bend over backwards for you because you're learning, but not give them anything. They're expending their time, they're spending their money, they're spending their energy to help you out, and you need to pay them back in some form. Even if they're not asking for money, offer your services, like I said. Um, Offer your time, help them with something. Anything, babysitting their kids. I mean, it could be as simple as that. I mean, I've done something as simple as bring eggs. My parents have chickens and they have so many eggs, and I would bring eggs over. And I mean, just do something to show your appreciation for what this person is doing. Especially when you enter into a teacher student relationship with someone, it's very important that there is energy exchange. And it's not always, like I said, in the form of money, but money is very helpful, and unfortunately, money makes the world go round. I also say this because I recently attended a workshop here locally with a nationally renowned author, and they came to this store, and very few people showed up. A lot of people showed up for the initial, hey, look who's here, let's all drink and be merry and have fun and say hi. But after that, when the actual classes came, people didn't cough up the money um, to go. Now, I do understand that people are on hard times right now. I do understand that schedules don't always collaborate with what's going on in the community. I do understand those things. But for me, I am on financially hard times right now. But this topic means so much to me that I actually went. I was supposed to only go to 2 workshops. I ended up going to all 3 of them. And that in and of itself was $50. And then I purchased a book from that person because I wanted to, which was another 20. And then there was the store that was putting on this event, somebody that I really respect and love, and I purchased some things from that store too because they need that as well. And I brought I brought things to this place. I brought carrots and hummus and um, Triscuits and just some munchy food because we were going to be there all day. And the hostess was kind enough to provide food for everyone for dinner, but I had these snacks, so I brought that for her. I brought little tiny gifts, like candles, just for the people who came all this way. They drove a really long way to come to do this class, and in my opinion, um, it was worth my time. I was very glad that I went, but I wonder how they feel about people not showing up when a lot of people had already promised that they would come. And when you only have like 4 people attending a class that was supposed to have a lot more than that, that's got to be disappointing. And I don't even know if they made the gas money to get back. I mean, it just, to me, it just seemed incredibly rude. And I feel like this happens even on our community. There's some people who end up creating businesses and practices out of what they do for others. Maybe they sell crystals. Maybe they provided divination services for free for a while, but then they decided to go pro, and now they charge for their services, or they charge more for their services. Maybe they decided to make an Etsy store, or maybe they decided to just branch out and create their own business in general. And there's lots of people who complain about that. And I think that that's just not fair because these people love what they do so much that they've decided to dedicate their lives to it. And we all have to make money. So I feel like, bashing those people because of what they're doing is not fair. And to be honest, if you respected that person before when they were doing things for free, then I think that it would be awesome of you to show your respect and actually pay for their services now when you need them. So I just kind of want to know what everybody else thinks about this. It hasn't really come up in this capacity to my knowledge. I know we've talked about, is it okay to pay for magical services or to charge for magical services? We've had that discussion. But I'm talking about the respect aspect of this. These elders in our community, a lot of them, they might be authors in the pagan community, but as an author in the pagan community, you don't make a lot of money on your books. You just don't. You might get a nice chunk of change, but that's why they go around to different festivals and they go to different classes and workshops to teach because they need that money too, and they love what they do. And I think that it's just really arrogant of us to think, oh, well, you should just give me this information for free because that's how wisdom is, and knowledge is free, and you don't have to pay for it. It's more of a respect thing. It's an energy exchange, and unfortunately, like I said, money is a necessity. It's an essential energy exchange. Um, so I don't know. I could rant about this all the time, and depending on the types of VRs I get or don't get, I might say some more about this later. But what do you think about this? Do you think that people are being selfish by not paying for some of the services that are provided by these people in our community, or just by disrespecting them by, showing up to say hi, but not showing up when the work is actually required of them? Um, yeah, that's just my question to everybody. So what do you think about that? I want to know. Thanks for watching. Bye.